Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to do a girls night out makeup look. So this is definitely more makeup than I normally wear on a daily basis, but you know, as you're going out with your girlfriends, you want to kind of glam it up a little bit and just kind of have fun and be girly. So that's what this look is about. I'm going to do kind of a peachy pink eyeshadow with a brown metallic on the crease and a kind of bubblegummy pink lip. So let's get started and brighten up this face. So I've been in love with these new age rewind Maybelline like under eye concealers, and I like that it kind of has a little spongy thing, so it's really like a one-step kind of thing and it's so easy. So let's start with that, just more so for under my eyes and kind of darker areas, and then my favorite Nars concealer. To kind of brighten up the face and conceal any imperfections, like any blemishes or red areas of the face. And then with my blending sponge, applying my concealer all over and blending. Then I like to go in with my favorite blush at the moment by e.l.f. Alright, so for the eye I'm going to use this kind of peachy pink color here and apply that to my eyelid. So I want to talk to you guys about something that's kind of been going on in my life. A few months ago I watched this video by Graveyard Girl, and she just went in really deep about her anxiety, and that was something I didn't know anything about, that she even had that. The reason for that is because I've suffered from anxiety basically, not my whole life. I can really like actually pinpoint it to a moment in my life, and that's why it's kind of weird. Anyway, so I was 4 when I had my first panic attack, and anyway, so that's really early, and it's ever since I feel like it's something that I've always struggled with. So I feel like always hearing other people, their situations, what they're going through, and not just that, but how they deal with it. And I feel like that is a huge way, it sounds like a big support group or something, but it really does. And I feel like listening to Graveyard Girls, to her little tips and little things that she's picked up, that she's done, and it's weird because sometimes when I am having a panic attack I'll think about that and I'm like, oh my gosh, these things do work. And obviously we all have our own little rituals and stuff, but anyway, along with my anxiety, I've always been hypoglycemic. And again, for those who don't know what that is that I basically need to eat every 2.5 hours or so. And if I don't, my blood pressure lowers and obviously my blood sugar lowers. And along with that, I feel faint, I feel nauseous, it's the worst feeling in the world, and it's been happening more and more. Sometimes it happens at work, and it's absolutely awful when you're with a client and you can't focus because obviously you feel like you're going to die. And so that obviously does not help my anxiety. Just in the last 2 months it's probably happened twice, and that's a lot, and that's really often for what I'm normally used to. And so obviously that's been giving me a huge amount of anxiety, just even the night before at home, thinking, oh my gosh, I have to go to work tomorrow, and what if those feelings come back? For those of you that do, have anxiety as well, or what I would love to hear, what you guys, maybe how your anxiety started, or what does give you anxiety, or not just that, but what are your coping mechanisms, I guess, and what do you do to help alleviate symptoms? So things that give me anxiety is, since I've been feeling, kind of faint and all of that, going somewhere alone is super scary to me for a while, and that's just because I associated with I'm going to be out and I'm going to feel this way, and then there's no one to help me, which is really weird because in that moment there's no one that can help you. It's really just you and your body, and you need to eat something until you feel better. So it's not like anyone can do anything for you. But all I can imagine is what if I faint here? Oh my god, how embarrassing would that be? And stuff like that. Or if just the idea of thinking that oh my gosh, like I have to rely on strangers. Like what if I tell a stranger that I'm not feeling well? Like what if they call like 911 and that's not what I need? I just kind of need to calm down. I just need to eat. And so of course it's these a million miles a minute thoughts going through your head when you should really just calm yourself down and think, you know what, everything is fine. You will be fine and don't worry about anything else. But yeah, so so that's what's kind of been going on with me. Another thing I've heard people with anxiety that have is, you know, like there's special like coping kind of rituals, and I've heard everything from like smell, because smell is like the strongest connection to like memory and stuff. So and I've actually had this and this totally works, but so say you get like a new perfume or something that you really like the scent of. It can be an essential oil, it can be a perfume, and you only spray it on yourself when you're really happy, or you're, you know, you just got good news, or, you know, you're having a really good day, or something like where it's surrounded by positiveness. So you associate that smell with a very happy, pleasant, just ambiance and moment. And so you do that for a while. And so after a while you kind of have this little bottle of like happiness. So the second that, you know, even if you're not having a panic attack but you're just kind of really feeling down, the second you smell that, it brings you back to that, you know, state of what you felt like a week ago when you got really good news or something like that. Another thing for me too, like distraction helps a lot. So sometimes just getting my phone, going on Instagram or something like that, it's just to really just stop that chain of crazy fast thoughts. So sometimes you can just focus on a picture or something like that. Another thing is I've heard like a psychiatrist and psychologist say that staring at one thing that makes you feel kind of on top of the world, or just really free, or something that like you can always count on. So some people will have like, it can even be like a note or whatever it is, like in your bag or something, and you take that out and you just feel like, I have this thing here with me, like I'm going to be okay. It's almost kind of like a baby has a blanket, like it's this security thing. For me, that thing is the sky. I feel like looking up at the sky because I feel like the sky is the sky. So no matter where you are, there will be sky above you, and it just kind of makes me feel small, but in a way that makes me feel powerful, in that my problem is as small as I am. So, you know, especially if it's a beautiful blue sky day, you just realize like life is beautiful and life is great and this world is amazing, and my problem really is microscopic compared to this amazing world, and that kind of always grounds me and makes me like, okay, like what is the next step? Like what do I have to do to get out of this? This is obviously never easy, I feel, to talk about. Like, who wants to talk about something that makes them uncomfortable? The more I hear about people having the same thing, I feel like it helps me so much, knowing, and this sounds awful because I feel like as human beings we're kind of, for a second we are excited that someone else has the same problem we do. It makes you feel normal in that, okay, it's just one of those things that, you know, I just have to have, but I can go to other people, or I can do research and I can find support because I'm not the only one with this. So, and I felt like with that peace that I get every time from listening to someone's story, I feel like if I can bring a little bit of peace to anyone, it's definitely worth me putting my, you know, myself out there and talking about my weakness and my whatever like that's going on. So positive thing about that is that I really do feel that I can go even years without a panic attack and just totally feeling in control. And sometimes it's one situation that happens that kind of starts that off and makes you feel like not in control again and all of that. I think for me a big thing too was growing up, my mom really understood anxiety, and my mom is a little bit of an anxious person as well, so I always felt like she understands me, and so I always felt comfortable even if I had a bad day at work or I had a bad day at school. Like, I could come home and tell my mom and she'd be like, oh yeah, like that's normal and I've had that. And another thing I think with getting married, with as amazing and all of that is, and you know, sharing a life with and a home with this person that you absolutely love, it completely changes everything in that Adam's never dealt with anxiety, so it's really hard for him to understand, and I don't blame him. You know, if he's never dealt with it, he's never lived with anyone that had it, it's pretty impossible for him to know how to deal with it. And I think the frustrating thing with that is that men want to change, or that men want to fix things. Like if I come to him with a problem or I felt this, he wants to just fix it and do something so that it just doesn't happen again. And unfortunately, that, you know, that doesn't exist, or that's not, you know, there is nothing for that, because obviously if there were, everyone would be doing it, right? So I think it's kind of frustrating for them to know about it and to just also in a way be kind of helpless. And that's why I just felt like with my mom, it was something I could just, you know, kind of in 3 words say like, oh, this happened, and she's like, yeah, I know. Whereas with someone that doesn't understand, you really have to explain in detail, and then it kind of brings up all those awful memories all over again, and obviously that's never fun. Or for any of you that are watching this that maybe have a boyfriend or something that does have anxiety, just, I guess, be understanding. There's, you know, you don't want that person necessarily to fix it or to do anything, because you know no one can. It's really just, you know, the support. So I put on a more peachy color in the crease, and now I'm going over with a brown kind of metallic color over that, the peachy color, and so it kind of creates like this gradient effect of like the peachiness and the brown. So now that we are done with everything else, I'm going to go and start on the lips. And like I said, I wanted to do this kind of soft bubblegummy kind of pink lipstick, but I also didn't want it to be like a lipstick. I wanted it to be more like glossy and just kind of like easygoing, and not something that if I'm eating and I'm like worried about it, you know, like not looking perfect or coming off or anything like that. So I'm going to be using this Baby Lips by Maybelline, and it actually is very kind of like pigmented, so it's kind of one of my like favorites recently, because it's kind of like you just put it on and you look like you have like some color, but it's like easy, you know, you don't have to like precision put it on and stuff like that. So, but to get that color even more vibrant, I'm going to start off with a nude lipstick just to kind of mattify and almost like prep my lips for that. So for that, I'm going to use Myth by MAC. You can even go with a completely nude lip like this, since the eyes are a little more dramatic, or at least they are for me, more than what I normally do. But I'm going to add this soft baby pink color now. Alright, and that completes our look. So I went with a kind of peachy pink eyeshadow color, and then in the crease, and then added a like brown metallic-y color over that, so it kind of creates that gradient of like peachiness and brown effect. And then I went with this bubblegum pink lip. So this is it. Thank you for listening to my little rant and my story, and just being a part of this with me, I guess. And like I said earlier, if it, you know, if it even just helps one person, or just makes them feel a little more comforted that, you know, they're not alone, this is totally worth it for me. So to put myself out there, and I guess, you know, like nobody likes to talk about bad experiences or I guess weaknesses and stuff like that, but I am definitely loving more and more the connection that I feel that I am getting with my audience. Your guys' comments in my last video literally made me tear up. So I'm off now to my girls' night out to do the white elephant gift exchange. You know, just kind of lay back and kind of have a like no stress you know, kind of gift exchange where it can just be fun and you can just laugh, and I think just kind of like bring some light into sometimes the hustle and bustle of, you know, Christmas shopping and all of that. Really just take in, you know, everything that has to do with the season and, you know, focus on the warmth and the amazingness of it. To me, it really is the most beautiful time of the year, and you know, wherever you are, you can do something that, you know, doesn't have to cost any money even. You know, just take a little moment to, you know, if you are stressed about money and gifts and all of that, you know, just really focus on the real meaning of the season. And for whatever, you know, holiday that you do celebrate, may you have the most wonderful holiday season. Again, thank you so much for listening to me today and for watching this. If you do like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up. It means so much to me, you have no idea. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.